Happy Thursday. Live with Landyachtz starts now. Take it away, Alex.
That. This would be. Did they? I hope they heard that. All right. Yeah, I got some nice decorations. I got dragon fruit. I got a nice kiwi pyramid with a plum on top. And then I have a pineapple. And I've had this pineapple for like over 3 weeks. And I got it. And then I just, I've been too lazy to cut it open. But the good thing about a pineapple is like, it's kind of got a really nice, tough skin. So like, no matter what happens to it, it's usually pretty good on the inside. And good trick to know about pineapple, if you can pull the leaves out of the top really easily, it's ripe. So, all right. So for this live stream, we are going to answer questions from the chat. So that's going to be our whole theme. We're going to try to do it as much as possible. And so because the lineup release happened after the last live stream, yeah, we just want to answer all your questions about the 2021 lineup. That's going to be our goal. So if you guys can think of any questions about the 2021 lineup, make sure you write those down. Make sure you don't forget. Start thinking of what you might want to ask us, because yeah, we're going to be answering chat questions as much as possible. So just get that out of the way. Before we get into item of the week, we're going to give you guys a look at what the crew got up to last night. Let's do it. Little bit of an alley session. Yeah, you guys are going to love it.
Well, tell us a little bit more about it.
Okay. All right. So are they going to see the alley only, or can they see me too?
I'll put you up there.
No, just do the screen. Just do the screen. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right. Hi. Hello.
What happened? What is this?
Well, yeah. We were basically swapping boards the entire time. So, we were trying out a bunch of new things, trying out some new shapes. We were, testing out some prototype wheels. Lots of exciting stuff going on. This is kind of like the Landyachtz Proving Grounds. This is a historic skate spot. And you can probably see some footage of these spots in some really old Landyachtz YouTube videos. Maybe we can look at one of those for the next thing. And then, yeah, Wolf even showed up actually. So, but don't worry, guys. He took a nice spill, but he'll be fine anyways. Yeah, Ken. That's the guy. That's the guy. His name is Ken. He does all the graphics. And there's Louise. What's up, Louise? Good to see you out skating. We had a bunch of Landyachtz crew out. We were all like being safe and stuff, but because it's outdoors, and so we had like some woodshop staff. We had some Ken who does the graphics. He was out skating with us. Ryan, Nick Breton, resident bad boy. He was actually. I took a turn on the free dive after he was done with it, and we had some prototype wheels out on the free dive. So, let's see.
What's this? What's going on?
Ooh, this is the. Did you show the crash already? Oh. Oh man! Yeah. That was it. That was a big wipeout by Wolfgang Coleman, everybody. You know, he's back out skating, and he's coming up with some new ideas.
Like you're skating a golf course.
Yeah, it's south. It's a golf course. Yeah, it's just a golf course. Don't worry about it. It's just some alleys and a golf course. So yeah. Anyways.
You got a point?
1 point every time you activate an automatic light, you score a point. So I guess that was me scoring a single point. Anyways, yeah, I guess we can move on to item of the week. Let's do that. Are we live? Are we live?
We're back.
Oh yeah, we're live again. Item of the week. Here we go. So we got a t-shirt. We got an awesome t-shirt. I got a nice Team Irene t-shirt, but you know, unfortunately, yeah, that's just the way it went. We have a triangle cube t-shirt on sale. Woo! Yeah. So it's like the it's like a 40% off discount for this week's item of the week. Because you guys all know this by now, I'm sure. Unless you're new, what we do is for item of the week, we always feature a brand new item, and then we give you guys a fat discount for only 24 hours. That's the catch. So for a 24-hour period, starting right now, that's what you can do is you can enter in a special discount code that we're going to give you. And then, yeah, you get 40% off on the items. So we've got the shirt, you know, the brand new shirt. You know, it's springtime. The sun's coming out. The winter is ending, and it's starting to get into that t-shirt weather. So get on that. Give me the cube 40. That's it. Give me the cube 40. That's the code for this week. This is the discount code. You get 40% off, and you get the triangle cube shirt. I think it also comes in a long sleeve, and yeah, basically, we're pretty stoked to announce that. So, only 24-hour, guys. Better get on it. Start posting your questions in the chat. If you guys have any questions of the 2021 lineup, you really want to start posting those in the chat right now, because it's time to say hasta la vista to item of the week and say hola to video time. Woohoo!
Video time. Video time. Video time.
Oh yeah, video time. Oh my god. I can't believe it. All right. Are we on? Are we live? Okay. Yeah, sweet. So, actually that intro segment right there in those alleys, those are actually the same alleys that we were all skating last night. So, yeah, it goes to show, you know, it's the Landyachtz Proving Grounds. It's right near the Landyachtz headquarters, the global headquarters. We've got a bunch of alleys. It's basically like, I don't know, like 15 blocks of straight downhill, and it's like 2 miles wide of just like alleys going down a hill for like 15 blocks straight. Like it's just crazy terrain.
Someone's asking, what board has the most flex?
Oh yeah, the yeah, the flex scale is something that is definitely really important, you know, because we have a huge scale, you know, and so we got this question here. It says, what board has the most flex? And yeah, so we're getting questions from the chat right now. If you guys have anything you can think of, post it up on the chat. And our chat lord.
So, someone asked, will you have 7.75 boards available? We will. We will.
Yeah, I mean 7.75. I'd say we'll have more than that probably. That's a really a specific number too. So I don't know what you're getting at here.
We're gonna have those.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, we didn't even answer the first question. What was it again? Which one has the most flex? I think honestly, is that it? Which one has the most flex? Okay. To answer your question about the flex, let me think. Honestly, so I will tell you one thing. The Battle Axe actually is more stiff compared to last year. So
That's not as.
It's still got some good flex, but it's a little bit more stable for the downhills. I would say the Condor, it has to be the flexiest one. And actually, this is a topic that I wanted to bring up for the live stream. Is we're doing some name changes. So for featured board, we'll tell you guys more about that later. But we do have the Totem, it's formerly known as the Totem, and it's now been changed to the Condor. So that's probably the flexiest board on the lineup. And for anybody that's looking to just do cruising, that's always the board I recommend. And actually, my buddy Connor, he had one in grade 8, and it was a super good board for cruising and stuff. I always told him that I wanted to borrow it because it was so fun to bounce up and down in between your carves. And I mean, we're basically just doing 2021 chat questions. What else we got? How's the chat lord? Oh, we got another question here. From Swipezi. It says, want to get a new longboard for cruising, downhill, and learning how... where to go? Cruising, downhill, and learning how to slide. I'm thinking about getting a 38-inch drop cat or the Battle Axe. Which one do you prefer? Okay, 38-inch drop cat or a Battle Axe? Damn, that's a tough one. Why you gotta do me like that? Oh my god. That's a super hard choice. They actually, they're both directional boards. And the reason I say that is because they both taper. So, basically you have the board, which is wider in the front than it is in the back. And it means that when you ride the board switch, if you actually happen to do a 180, you're gonna probably end up riding with the skinny end up front, and once you get used to it, it's fine. But starting off, it's a little it's a nice feeling though, because when you're cruising and you're doing carves and stuff, you always want to have most of your weight on your front foot, and when the board is slightly wider in the front, it really helps to keep that aggressive stance and just keep all your weight on your front foot. So it really depends on the situation. I'd say if I'm doing carving, I would prefer the Rally Cat, because the Rally Cat has wedges, because of the shape of the board, the angle of the trucks is increased. So if you have a 50-degree truck on the Rally Cat, because of the shape of the board, that brings the trucks up to 55 degrees. That's not an exact value, okay? That's an estimate. But it actually makes your trucks turn more. So for carving, the Rally Cat would be better maybe. But it's also hard to say because the Battle Axe, it's a shorter wheelbase. It's stiffer. It's the Rally Cat's a little bit stiffer than the Battle Axe. So I'd prefer a flexi board for carving. It really depends. They're so similar. I would probably say for maybe some alleys, I'd do the Battle Axe, and for some pathway cruising and long distances, I'd probably do the Rally Cat. But we got another question here. It says, which dinghy should I get for cruising? And then which dinghy for sliding? Okay, well, I guess we're getting a lot of questions for dinghies. The dinghy is a really interesting one because if you really boil it down, a dinghy can do everything a Peligro can do, but just not as good. The thing is, though, you can totally slide a dinghy. Like, I get this question so much. Yes, you can slide a dinghy. It's totally possible. If you guys look at some old videos we've got lots of footage of dinghies doing slides and stuff. And I'd say if you really want to learn how to slide, get a wheelbase that's slightly bigger than a dinghy. But if you just want to like cruise around and then maybe do a slide here and there, then the dinghy's probably great. And like for cruising, honestly, like the dinghy, yeah, like it's awesome. You just pick it up and it's so tiny, it's so easy to carry around, and it's super short wheelbase, so it's got a really tight turning radius. So because the wheelbase is so small, the turning radius is just tiny, like it's crazy. And you can carve that thing so good. It's amazing for carving. And just like doing ollies and stuff on the dinghy, it's just perfect for ollies. Like, and it's super fun for cruising. But like if you're cruising like more than 5 kilometers, I would want a board that's bigger than a dinghy. But if you're just going to the store here and there, then I would definitely go for the dinghy, you know, every time. Because like even a tiny little hill is fun on a dinghy because it's so sketchy and awesome. So next question, we said Peter Powers. Peter Powers says, what is the best board for an overweight alcoholic? Love hammer?
Alcoholic love hammer.
Oh, yeah, an alcoholic love hammer. Damn. That hasn't skated. So, I mean, if you haven't skated since...
Read the question.
If you haven't skated since the late 70s, like since the late 70s, okay. So, I mean, really, I'm going to honestly just, it's no different than anybody else that wants a new board. It doesn't matter if you skated in the 70s or not. Like, honestly, like Landyachtz has a board for everything. So really what you need to do is you need to decide like what kind of board, what kind of riding you want to do. And, you know, I'll say the same thing for anybody that asks me this question. And respect for skating in the 70s, you get bonus points for that. But yeah, honestly, anybody that needs a new board, it's really comes down to the same principle of just finding the type of riding you want to do. And then you got to figure out what board is designed best for that type of riding. And also keep in mind that like if you grab a board for one type of riding and then all of a sudden you want to do a different type of riding, then you can still use the board even though it's not designed for it. You know, it'll still work. You just have to like have a bit of you know, confidence in the board, and you can basically do whatever you want on the board. I mean, like that's basically it. You know, like I would say like the ditch life would be a really nice one. You might really like a dinghy, actually. A dinghy really reminds me of some of the 70s boards, because some of the 70s boards were just absolutely tiny from some of the footage that I've seen, you know. And a dinghy is just a super small ripper. Like, it would be awesome for riding, and your feet are really close together. It's pretty narrow. Like, a dinghy might be the one for you. And I would go for the original dinghy shape, because that's the one that I like best.
They can also step 10 years into the future and get a ditch life.
Ditch life?
It's an old school.
Dude. All right, what's the next question?
Okay, a lot of people asking about stock.
Okay.
Stock.
All right, I'm sure, and you know what? I totally expected this, you guys. I'm more answering about like, you know, just kind of general board questions, but like if you want to know about stock, we are trying our absolute hardest. And I even somebody asked me if Landyachtz is going out of business, and I just thought like, yo, that's crazy, man. Like Landyachtz is definitely ready for 2021 as best as we can possibly be, and we're definitely trying to like have as much stock as possible, but it's extremely challenging because of the, you know, global crisis. You know, like it's just crazy, and like factories are running short right now, and it's just it's crazy. So yeah, basically I would say keep your eye out, you know. Keep your eye out for some stock. If you see any stock that's in stock, like get it before it runs out, because once we get it, it might run out fast. So, okay. And they're saying check the website too, because yeah, the website is always accurate. So if you ever want to find out what's in stock, you can just go to that particular board and it'll tell you whether or not it's in stock. That's the best way to find out.
Stock notifier too. Email.
Yeah, you can sign up. You can submit your email and sign up for the stock notifier on the website. So yeah, like definitely if you are looking for a board but it's out of stock, make sure you sign up for that stock notifier, because like for sure it's gonna tell you as soon as that board goes back in stock, and then you can get it before it's gone. So yeah. What else we got? We got more 2021 questions. Isaac Kelly, Peligro or Obsidian? Looking for a bit more race based, but still able to free ride. So yeah, I would say that's a really tough one.
Clayton Arthur's freeride.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, Clayton Arthur's one of our team riders. He does videos on like free riding boards like that. So like he'll tell you whether or not it's good for free riding. I would say like honestly, the Peligro is pretty race focused board for sure. But I've done some stand up slides on the Peligro, and it was really nice. Like it worked really good for me. And then as far as the Obsidian goes, I haven't ridden the Obsidian yet, but I saw a video with Clayton riding the Obsidian. I think he was on the Obsidian, right? And yeah, he was free riding that thing like a beast. So yeah, I mean, both pretty similar boards. It depends also if you want gas pedals or not. Well, they're not called gas pedals, are they? It's called non-concave for the Obsidian. So depends on whether or not you want non-concave, because the Obsidian has those drop downs on the concave, and then the Peligro doesn't. So yeah, and for those of you guys who don't know this, Peligro actually means danger. So when you're saying El Peligro, it literally translates to the danger, which is pretty cool. I thought that was a nice fact. So yeah, I mean, it's a good question though. Very good question. Yeah, I would say like really if you want gas pedals or not. That's how you would decide. Yeah. We got any more questions? Any more 2021? What board would be closest to the Wrecktangle? Oh, that's an awesome question. Oh man. Yeah, totally. Like the Wrecktangle is a really like super awesome board. It's really versatile and really, like creative design. I would say it's a bit creative. It's definitely a little different for sure. I like that the whole board is just one rocker profile. It actually doesn't have like a raised kicktail. It's all one rocker. But like a similar board to the Wrecktangle, I would say probably something symmetrical. Like that's probably gonna help. The Wrecktangle was symmetrical. I think that's a really defining factor on any board, is whether or not it's symmetrical. So for the Wrecktangle, like, because you can ride it both ways and it doesn't make any difference. So if you get like the ATV Classic, that's a symmetrical board. It's a long enough wheelbase that you can definitely like kind of get some decent speed on it. You can do ollies just like the Wrecktangle, and yeah, that would be a really good substitute. Yeah, geez, honestly, like other than that, maybe a Rally Cat, because the Rally Cat has a lot of rocker and the Wrecktangle also had a lot of rocker. So yeah, I don't know if you guys got any more ideas for what you want to know about for the lineup, 2021 lineup. We got a question about the cheese grater. Oh yeah, that's a big moment. Okay, damn. I think I was gonna be actually like kind of getting to this later in the stream at some point, but there is cheese graters being made. Yep. So it's not over. Don't you worry, boys and girls. The cheese grater will be available later this year. That's Good news for me, and it's good news for you, and it's good news for everybody that likes to free ride, and especially if you like riding switch, because the cheese grater is symmetrical, and that's one of my favorite things about it. And yeah, also, will there be a potatonator graphic? Well, no, definitely not. No way. But, I mean, it would be kind of funny. I think it would be a good idea, but I've got some ideas for some graphics that are even better. And, yeah, so you know what? Like, I'll keep that in mind, and maybe we can do something in the future. But for now, no plans for a potatonator graphic. So, yeah. Anyways. Oh, yeah, this pineapple. How about that pineapple, eh? Wow. That's going to taste so good. All right, what else? We got any more questions? Oh, we got one from Lara. What's the difference of foam grip and soft top grip on the pocket knife? Okay.
The surf skates.
Yeah, so foam grip, well, I think foam grip and soft top are the same thing, right? So, basically, like, well, one thing that's really nice about foam grip is it's really nice to ride in bare feet. So if you live somewhere warm, or somewhere by a beach or something, or like anywhere that's like at all like at least like somewhat good place to like take your shoes off. If you're gonna go like in the middle of downtown, wherever you live, maybe not the best idea to take your shoes off. But like if you're going somewhere like a beach and you don't want to have shoes on, that's where the foam grip is really nice, because it's really comfortable under your feet. And yeah, you know, it just kind of has that bit of padding that you need. And yeah, like it's also nice, like even if you have like really thin shoes, you can still kind of feel the padding on the soft grip. And also what happens when you have soft grip is you have like the surface of the grip tape like this, where it's completely flat, but then once you step on the grip tape, like if I were to step right here, the base of the grip tape drops down right where you're stepping on it, and it creates like a bit of like a trough or something, so that like it kind of like somewhat stops your foot from moving around as much. Yeah, like I actually love soft grip. I've always been a huge fan of it ever since it first came out. We used to even sell dinghies with soft grip, so comment if you want to see a dinghy with some soft grip. Definitely, yeah. Like the grip is the same, like the soft grip is the same no matter what board it's on too, so it's always going to be the same thickness, so don't worry about that. Yeah, pretty predictable. Okay, so what do we got here? What would you want? Tugboat or a ditch life? Well, that's a tough question. Let me just think about this for a second. Okay, what would you want, a tugboat or a ditch life? Tugboat, ditch life, well, yeah, I would probably go with the ditch life because it's a little bit wider, and that makes it better for sliding.
Bigger nose.
It's also like, yeah, it's got a bigger nose, yeah, and it's, you know, little bit of a longer wheelbase. I think just ever so slightly larger than the tugboat, and it just gives you that surface area that you need to have a nice wide stance. So yeah, I love the Ditch Life. I think it's an awesome board, especially the new one. Man, that new one is so sexy. Oh yeah, you guys checking out this video? I don't know if you saw those sections where we had the lights on our boards, but that was really cool filming that. You know, we just like got these little sticky lights from Home Depot, and you just stuck them to the bottom of the board, and you can flip them on or off, and yeah, it looks really cool at night. So if you guys ever wanted to pimp out your board a bit and get some underglow, just go to Home Depot and get some sticky lights. So flat board or concave? Okay. Flat board or concave? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, it's possible to have too much concave. I may or may not be lowering the concave on the cheese grater. I think that's something that we're going to do in the future, for sure. And yeah, not this year though, but next year. But anyways, flat concave is nice too, you know, because a lot of the time when you're sliding, like you really have to rely on the edges of the board. You have to push against the edge. And actually, in the concave, like quite often, the concave is not what holds you onto the board. It's actually just the edge. So sometimes having a flat concave can be better. It depends. Like really, what it comes down to is you have to go to a skate shop, like find a local shop that sells longboards, go and stand on a bunch of boards. Make sure you ask them if it's okay first before you go and stand on a bunch of boards, because they might not let you. But if you ask nicely, then they'll let you sample a few boards. And I swear, like there's no way to know like what concave is going to work for you unless you actually feel it underneath your feet. Like if you physically stand on the board, you're going to know within about 2 seconds whether or not you like that concave. You're going to stand on that board, and right away you're going to think, oh, this concave is terrible. Throw that away. And then you go and move on to the next one. And you keep doing that, you test them out. And there's no harm in doing some testing, you know, like go and find what board has the best concave for you. Yeah. So we probably have time for maybe one more question. We got any more?
There's so many, but
yeah.
Let's do the first one I see. What's your favorite wheel in the lineup?
Okay, what's my favorite wheel in the lineup? All right. Yeah, and you know what? Thanks for all the questions, guys. I mean, obviously, there's no way that we can answer all of your questions. Otherwise, we'd be here forever. Literally, we would be here all night if we answered every single question. Especially because I could just talk about every question for an hour. But you know, if you have questions that we weren't able to answer in this live stream, you know, submit them to our website. Like, go ahead and just like enter that question in. I'm telling you right now, every single question that you guys send to the website, we see every single one. They are all answered, and we have an amazing customer service team. So, yeah, just definitely submit your questions into the website. You will get a response, 100%. And so, if I were to say like which wheels are my favorite in the current lineup, I would probably say like the Dog Hogs. Honestly, like I like the Dog Hogs a lot. Yates, he killed it with those wheels. They slide so smooth. They leave big thane lines, and they have a square lip shape, so it gives the wheel a little bit of extra grip. Yeah, really nice. You know, I mean, honestly, because I like to do lots of free riding, right? So that's why I like the Dog Hogs, because you can slide on the Dog Hogs, and you can also do downhill on them. So it's a wheel that's good for everything. And I'd say the grippiest wheel in the lineup is definitely the Cheetahs. The teal is the grippiest one. Make sure you go to the website, click on the stock notifier, like submit, you know, just send in your email. Make sure that you get notified when the Cheetahs are in stock, because those things are going to go fast for sure. So yeah, I guess we can move on to a new segment. What's what's the next one here? We got any more questions, by the way?
Oh yeah, wherever.
Really? Okay. I just got to open up this thing here. All right. Well, yeah. And if you guys think of any more questions, you know, we can try to answer them, or the chat lord may be able to answer them. Still unnamed. Yeah, we're going to be doing Ask Alex Anything later. That's an always segment that we do. So, yeah, let's go on to letters.
Indico L.
Indico L? Yeah. Shout out.
All right.
The mail never stops. Every day it piles up more and more and more, and you gotta get it out, and the more you get out, the more it keeps coming in.
Alright, thanks. Alright, so This is just so exciting. We have a letter, a real letter. All right, so this is like the letter. This is what it says, and this is like the envelope it came in. And yeah, like, you know, it's got a nice stamp on there. It says USA Forever 2021, global. So it looks like it's got some kind of like flower, like a poppy or something. I don't know what that is, but it's cool. It's pretty cool. And really like a small little envelope. It's really, you know, like brings me back, you know, back to the old ways. Gotta, you know, learn from those old ways and hang on wherever you can. This is amazing, amazing. Thank you for sending this mail. I love it. I think this is a cool thing to have. You know, send us mail, you guys. The address is on the screen. Yeah, I mean, are we gonna do lightning the whole time?
Yes.
No. Oh my god. All right, well.
All right. Now we're lighting.
Okay, let's see what this says. So, dear Landyachtz, I just wanted to start by saying that I love your products. Also, the videos that you guys release helped keep me stoked during the winter months until the next time I can get on my board. I've been getting more interested in downhill over the last 6 months. How does having a kicktail on a board affect the aerodynamics of downhill skateboarding? Thank you and keep up the great work. Justin. All right, well, Justin, this is it. This is your moment, my friend. This is what you worked so hard for. You wrote this letter. You sent it to us. You did all the steps you need to take. You addressed it properly. Attention, Landyachtz, you know, like that helps the staff to figure out where to send the letter once we receive it. And yeah, I mean, like totally awesome. Yeah, like sweet. And I actually like made my own response. So basically it says, you know, congrats for being the first person to send us a physical piece of mail. You are ahead of the curve, and we're gonna reward you by sending you a 2021 free dive. So, Justin, I hope you're watching.
Show the board.
I'll show the board. Don't worry. I gotta read my letter first. Yeah, honestly. So we're gonna send you a free dive. And that's because you're the first person to send us mail. So we're gonna reward you. So yeah, there's also going to be a few other pieces, but I'm not going to tell you what's going to be in that mystery package. I hope you enjoy the board. We decided that the free dive would be good because it has a kicktail and it's also designed for downhill. So the board has a slightly issue on the graphic, just this one, and I don't think you're going to really be able to notice it. So yeah. Don't worry too much about that. It still rides perfectly. It's 100% functional, and there's nothing wrong with it other than the aesthetics. So yeah, you know, I do say that like kicktail would probably increase the drag just a little bit. Like it would probably increase your aerodynamic drag, but not by very much. Only a little bit. Only a tiny little bit. And everything in between the trucks is the more important part because, yeah, like basically everything in between the trucks, that's where your feet are gonna go. So like that's where you want to have like really good concave and stuff, and like. So, yeah, what I was saying is basically like everything in between the trucks, that's the important part for downhill, because when you're doing downhill and when you're doing racing especially, that's where your feet are going to be. Your feet are going to be in between the trucks. So as long as you have a good concave in between the trucks, that's the most important thing for downhill, and it's not really you're not gonna notice whether or not you have a kicktail, because when you're doing racing, your feet aren't going to be on the kicktail anyways, and as long as you have a concave that feels comfortable under your feet, you'll be able to perform at your peak. So, yeah, basically, we are going to try to figure out a way to test it, though, because we want to give you a more definitive answer on your question, and I really like the question. I think it's a great question, and we might even try to build a wind tunnel, but look forward to that in some future live streams. And as for the videos, it's really important to us that you guys enjoy the videos, because that's the main reason we make the videos, is for you guys. And you know, I'm just glad we managed to keep you stoked through the winter. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, so you know, in Canada, like in Calgary, the winters are 6 months long. I know how long the winters can be. 6 months feels more like 12 months sometimes. And sometimes it's good to just have some videos to watch or something to keep your mind off it. When I was in Calgary, I did a lot of snow skating. That really helped me out with the winters. And yeah, so Justin, if you're out there listening, shoot me a message on my social media accounts, either Facebook or Instagram. And especially Instagram, I check that one more often. But yeah, I'd love to chat more in the future. Thanks for the mail, and yeah, we'll be. Should we fix this bench maybe? Oh, nice. How's that? Is that good? All right. So yeah, this is the ward right here. This is the one we're gonna send you. So, and you are very lucky because you're the first one to send us mail, and that's why we're going to be so extra generous by sending you a board. But you will get another little bit of a package as well. It's going to be a mystery as to what is in that package. You're going to have to wait and find out. I'll send you my mail response, and yeah, you know, you've got this nice little fin nose right here, micro drops, really, really stiff. Absolutely no flex. This board is rock solid, and that's what makes it so key for downhill. You got a nice kicktail, very effective for ollies, doing blunt slides, all sorts of things. It's not too big, so it won't affect the aerodynamics very much. And yeah, let's just put this up right here. So yeah, like I said in my response, we're gonna try to do some experimenting, and we're gonna try to figure out like what the answer to your question is. You know, whether or not the kicktail affects the aerodynamics. So we might even build a wind tunnel. We'll see what happens. Whenever we get paper mail, we will send a response back 100%. That's a guarantee. We also are going to send you guys a little bit of an extra mystery package. So for the mail that we get in the future, we will send you guys a mystery package. It is for sure. So, and then if you guys attach your social media accounts to your mail, then we can definitely give you a shout out on the live stream. So if you guys send us paper mail in the future, like this, something that I can hold in my hand, as long as you put in your social media, we'll give you a nice shout out on the live stream. So yeah, it's really important to address the mail properly. So make sure that you take note right there, attention live stream, and then there's our mailing address. And yeah, let's go on to Ask Alex Anything. Yeah. So. Okay, we're back. All right. Yeah, so we have a link in the submissions page for this particular segment. Yeah, if you guys want to be included in the live stream in the Ask Anything segment, yeah, like go down to the description of the video. That's where you're going to find the link. The link is in the description. The link for the submissions is going to send you straight to the website where you can, you know, submit your questions. And if there's any questions that you guys have submitted in the past, this is really important for all you guys watching out there. If you submit any questions in the past that actually didn't get answered, submit them again. And we can definitely get to them in the future. Our submissions are dropping off, so we really need you guys to get on there, go to the description, submit your questions to that link for sure. You know, we're definitely going to get to them. If you really want to get your question answered, submit it 5 times. And then I'll know, okay, this is probably an important question.
Spam. Okay, first thing first. Check it out.
Oh, what is it? Okay. All right, we got some chat questions again. Okay, we did say we're going to answer as many chat questions as we can. We can't answer all of them, but that's why we have the Ask Alex Anything, and that's why we have the website. So it says, it's from Walter Sensei, and it says, "Excuse me, Mr. Chatlord, sir. Can we please see the luscious hair that Alex is hiding underneath the beanie?" Oh, it's a caribou beanie, too. So, God, okay. Do I have to take my hat off? Really? Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, just so much hair. Yeah. It's just hair, okay? God. All right, so let's go. All right, we have a question from Jack. This is one of the submissions. So, what's your favorite board? Okay, so if I look at boards from like historic boards, I would say the 925 Mayan skull. It had like the Mayans, like the crazy like graphic. It was insane. Or the original, like the very first version of the Loco 37. Those are my favorite boards. And of course, I mean, I gotta say the cheese grater. I designed that board specifically to be utilized for all types of free riding and racing. So I like the cheese grater because you can ollie it, and then you can go 100k an hour, and then you can go and do a bunch of banks in an alley, all without changing even a single axle. So, yeah, as far as boards that are in the current lineup, I would probably say the Danger. El Peligro, baby. So, yeah, let's see what else we got. I had another submission from Tyler. So, I don't know what kind of board to buy. Well, Tyler, if you are trying to figure out what board to buy, I would say look at the categories. And also, make sure you look at what type of riding you want to be doing, because that's going to determine what board is best for you. So take a lot of time to think about what type of riding you want to do before you make your decision on what board you get. If you want to push long distances, maybe do some medium-sized hills. You know, I'll go for the longboard category, or like maybe a switchblade too. If you want to learn how to slide, you have to get something that doesn't have flex. So I would say like a switchblade, a Sidwalker, cheese grater, once we start making them again, that is. Or, you know, even a Peligro, Obsidian, you know, Dex Manning has some pro model boards that are great. Yeah, and so, man, like, yeah, so, jeez, yeah, like, if you want to learn how to slide, what is that, like the downhill freeride category? Definitely look at the downhill freeride category if you want to learn how to slide. So, if you want to do some premium race lines, definitely make sure you look at the race category. There's also some trucks that are specifically designed for racing. So yeah, if you want to do dancing, You can look at the dancing category, obviously, but the dancing category isn't just good for dancing. The dancing category is also really good for cruising. It's also really good, like, for, you know, learning how to slide. I wouldn't say, like, expert level sliding, but for, like, just learning how to slide, the dancing category can be really good. It's got those nice yellow wheels. And, yeah, I mean, dancing category is a good one, you know, even for cruising sometimes. If you want to do lots of commuting, and lots of cruising, but you also want to do lots of tricks, lots of ollies and stuff, definitely that's where you're going to want to look at the cruise category, the cruisers, or the ATV category. So yeah, definitely, you know, that's your go-to in that case. And also depending on the wheelbase, or the size and the shape of the wheel, and then even the width of the trucks, the degree of the base plate, like how hard or soft the bushings is, the bushings, you know, like that's all going to affect the way the board rides. So you can really customize a board to ride the way you want it to, but the best way to do that is just by experimenting. So get some bushings. If you don't like them, get some different bushings after. You know, that's the way you got to do it. It's check and test and check, something like that. So yeah, all right, William. This is a good question. Will there be a Sidewalker 2.0? And to tell you the truth, William, like, you're going to have to go and ask Vera. Ask Steven Vera. Go to his Instagram, follow him, and ask him if he thinks he's going to make a Sidewalker second version. Because that might be nice, and I would probably ride it if he ever...
2 versions.
Oh, I mean the second version after the second version. Yeah, you guys can do the math. All right, so how are we doing in the chat?
Oh, here we go.
All right.
Do you have the chrome dome back? Someone says, how does it feel to have the chrome dome?
How does it feel to have the chrome dome back? Well, I don't actually have it back yet. It's in Calgary, so I'll have to go back to Calgary and get it. But I'm definitely surprised to see it because I thought it was gone. And so yeah, definitely a nice, pleasant surprise. It's actually underneath there. It's a Predator helmet. Predator helmets, they make helmets that are specifically designed for longboarding. So that's why you want to definitely, you know, look at Predator helmets and just like all sorts of chrome stickers on there. That definitely makes it a lot more shiny. So yeah, dude. Yeah. Okay, we got a question. Oliver, can you talk about how you know when to replace each part of your board? Well, how do you know when to replace the parts of your board? I mean, wheels last a long time unless you're doing lots of sliding. If you're doing lots of sliding and your wheel gets flat spotted, you should probably replace it. Yeah, like, I mean, if your board gets cracked on the edges, like, I mean, it's really depends on what type of crack it is. Like, if your board gets chipped, okay, chips are fine. You can still ride your board if it gets chipped. But if the layers, like the different layers of wood start to separate from each other, that's when you actually need to start looking at maybe replacing the board. But I would say, like, ride the board until it actually falls apart. Until then, it's still good to ride, basically. The one main thing is that if the mounting holes get damaged, you can't mount your trucks on properly, then you don't really have a choice to replace it. But like bearings, you know, if you're doing lots of sliding, you want to have pretty fresh bearings. So I would just say, like, get cheap bearings and get a new set of bearings every month. So, all right, we got another question from the chat. Oh, where'd it go? I don't see. Okay, Elliot Milliganani. Okay, Elliot Milliganani. All right, tips for flying with a longboard. Okay, I know there's a mountain in Alberta called Mount Yamnuska, and it's got a very big cliff. And if you want to do some flying with a longboard, get yourself a parachute and go do some base jumping and have a longboard duct taped to your feet. That might be nice. In terms of like flying, if you want to stay on the ground, you want to make sure you have a really small tuck, and then you'll go a lot faster. It really depends on your definition of flying. That's a really interesting question, I must say. Okay, is he talking about? Are we talking about planes here? Okay, if we're talking about planes, oh man, okay, I have the solution for you. If you're talking about, okay, that's wow. Who wants to fly on planes these days, anyways? Oh my God. Okay, get a duffel bag, a huge duffel bag. Put all your clothes in the duffel bag, and then just put the longboard in the middle. That's it. Super easy. Check the bag once you get to the airport, and you're good to go. Don't worry with carry-on. That's silly. Nobody wants to carry on.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, I know, man. I just put.
Skate the airport.
I always put my board in my checking bag because I just have a giant.
The biggest bag of all time.
Yeah, I do. It's my strategy, man.
There's a lot of van real estate in this guy.
Oh my God. Yeah. Van Daddy over here. All right. Question. Okay. Is the dinghy blunt with 60 millimeters good for cruising on rough surfaces, or should I look for larger wheels? That's a tough one because if you get into like maybe 70 millimeter wheels on a dinghy, I mean, you might start having a risk of wheel bite. Yeah, the 60 millimeter wheel, it's good, you know, like I totally smash over all sorts of crazy terrain on my dinghy. Like I roll over dirt, I roll over grass, I roll over gravel, and yeah, the 60 millimeter wheel helps. Another thing, actually, if you have a soft wheel, like, you know, you can look at the durometer, like in terms of like how soft the wheel is. If you have like a really, really, really soft wheel, then that's when you're gonna want to have like, you know, good soft wheel for like riding over rough, crazy surfaces. And yeah, I mean, if you have like some good risers, or if you have a setup like something along the lines of like the Dinghy Turbo, then you know, that might work really good because you know, it's got the Plow Kings. So like those things, like, I mean, yeah, totally are gonna plow hard through any sort of surfaces. Oh yeah, we've got the dinghy, the Fender dump truck. Oh my God, so that's got the Plow Kings too. And yeah, I mean, it's got some nice risers on there. You can make sure you're not gonna get any wheel bite. You know, the Dinghy Mischief, like all these different boards. They've got the real big soft wheels. Like the bigger the better for rolling over surfaces. But I will say that like 60 millimeter wheel works fine for rolling over rough surfaces because it's also really soft. And like even if you have a tiny wheel, as long as it's soft, it'll still give you some kind of lenience towards rough surfaces. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, 60 mil will work, but like if you do go for a bigger wheel, just make sure you have some risers or something. Yeah, so I guess I got no more submissions for you guys on this one. Is there any more chat questions? I'm sure you guys are going crazy on that chat. How's the chat lord going? Make sure you guys say hi to the chat lord. Yeah. All right.
Maybe we'll move on to next section.
Yeah, we can do that. We definitely get to some more chat questions later. All right, so the next section is featured board.
Choose your destiny. Excellent.
All right, we're gonna rip this thing. Okay, wait, are we in?
Not yet.
Whoa, are you? Oh yeah, okay. All right. So this is definitely quite the ride right here. This is the Ripper. Okay, so this is actually gonna be pretty similar to last year's Ripper. And actually the Dipper. So we used to have the Ripper and the Super Chief, as you guys all know. Best boards out there. Oh yeah. But what happened this year is we changed the name of the Super Chief. So it's no longer Super Chief, and we're calling it the dipper. So now we have the ripper, which is right here with the nice kicktail, and then we have the dipper, which is right here. Yeah, and this is these are both quite the rides, you know. So, oh, can we see that? Kind of. All right, that's cool. Yeah, so it's got some nice orange wheels, so very interesting. 2 different wheels, depending on which boards you get. The Ripper definitely has some nice easy hogs. And yeah, I haven't really seen these swirled easy hogs very much. That's pretty cool. I'm definitely down for a swirled easy hog. That's awesome. I'm stoked on that. And yeah, it's got these fancy white bushings, nice and soft, good for cruising and good for downhill too. And yeah, so the Ripper, it's a little bit wider compared to the Dipper. So definitely the width gives you a bit more confidence when you're going fast, because you could have like your foot. Definitely, this is what happens. You have your foot on the board like this, and if you have a wider board, you can have a more surface area of your foot contacting the board. So like when you have like a really wide board like that, it'll give you a little bit more stability for high speeds. And yeah, I think so. The other big difference is it has different trucks. So these trucks are wider compared to the Dipper. So you got wider trucks, wider board, more of like a fat, like a high speed kind of thing. It's still amazing for carving, and because the board is so wide, you can get lots of leverage when you lean onto your edges. And yeah, it's great for sliding. Really nice for sliding. Like definitely, I would learn how to slide on this board for sure. I mean, I learned how to slide on a drop speed, and that had like race wheels on it. So I'm sure you guys can manage some slides on these guys right here. And the graphic is based off of a Hawaiian matchbox. So it's literally like a box of matches, like, you know, the matches that you use to like light a fire. So it's like, imagine like a box of matches, but like from Hawaii. So that's like the design of the graphic. That's what it's inspired by, is like the Hawaiian matchbox. Kind of, if you guys go to Google, you Google Hawaiian matchboxes, you'll see what I mean. But it's really, yeah, I love the graphic. Super wavy and super kind of mystical, kind of looking like awesome cartoonish kind of design. It's pretty freaking sweet.
You still got the old ones too, the watercolor ones.
Oh yeah. And the board actually, yeah, comes with 2 graphics. So you've got the watercolor graphic. If you don't like the Hawaiian matchbox option, you can definitely go for the watercolor version, which is pretty cool. So I really like both, honestly. Like, I'd probably go for the Hawaiian matchbox on the Dipper, and I'd probably go for the watercolor on the Ripper. That would be my personal opinion, but I'm sure you guys can make your own decisions on which graphic you like more. And yeah, I mean, like, just the Dipper too, you know. So this board, very similar to the Ripper for sure. It's like, you know, kind of similar shape. They both ride kind of similar, but like obviously with the narrow trucks and slightly shorter wheelbase, you know, this thing's really gonna carve. Like, this is a crazy carver. Because this board is more narrow, in like where you put your feet, basically your feet are gonna spend a lot more time on the edge of the board, so you can really dig into those edges and really lean into those carves on this thing. And you know, you can slide this thing perfectly fine too. It's still got those round lip wheels, you know, it's still got the orange swirl, but they're a little wider. So it's interesting because it's got a wider wheel, but it's got a more narrow truck. So honestly, like, I like this board, and it also actually, you know, even though it doesn't have a kicktail, like, it can still pop an ollie pretty good. I mean, you can ollie this thing amazing because it's got an awesome kicktail. But like this kicktail right here, like you could call this kicktail. I don't know. I mean, it's got a little bit of a curve. If you guys can kind of see that, it kind of curves up just a tiny bit. And I don't know if like we have any footage of this, but actually Jacob Lambert is like a pro when it comes to ollieing the dipper. That's like a total, it's like his trademark. Like he can ollie the dipper like higher than he can ollie his own street skate, which is pretty cool. So like, even though you don't have like a kicktail, you can still pop this thing too. So don't worry about that. And if you guys are concerned about that, then that's not really an issue, because you can pop them both. You can ollie them. Oh yeah, there we go. That was it. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's real nice. All right, well, yeah, I mean, let us know which one you guys like better, the Ripper or the Dipper, and dip into the comments and rip off some answers, and let's see what you guys got. Wow. Okay, what else do we got? I mean, pretty much covered it all today. Yeah, like, I mean, it's been kind of a bit of an odd time right now with the lineup release. You know, our live streams are all over the place. So we're gonna try to build a wind tunnel. I think that's what's gonna happen. And honestly, like, it's gonna be pretty cool. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do yet, but we're gonna do some pretty crazy scientific stuff. And we're gonna get back to you, Justin. We're gonna answer your mail. Thank you for sending it. I like the envelope. It's really awesome. Maybe we'll put it somewhere in the Landyachtz office, and we can remember this. And you can be memorialized inside Landyachtz. So if you guys want to have the same opportunity, if you want us to send you a mystery package, then yeah, send us some mail. And don't forget to submit your questions for Ask Anything. Go to the description of the video. Yeah, and you guys will definitely see in the description that there's a link where you can go and submit your questions. We go before every live stream. We always go through the questions and we make sure to answer them, or at least answer as many as we can. And yeah, the t-shirts. I want to get one of those. I don't think I have one yet, but they are so comfortable. Landyachtz shirts is like totally, I think like Landyachtz has always had really comfortable shirts. I've always been really stoked about that. Like I have more Landyachtz shirts than I could have ever like even done anything with. Like they're crazy. Like they're so comfy. Like just, yeah, I mean, awesome design and everything. Like, you know, maybe we can even put that design on a board at some point, who knows. But yeah, take the discount code, enter that into the website. You guys get yourself a nice 40% off, only for 24 hours. So actually more like 23 hours now. So for the next 36 hours. Oh my god. Whoa. Okay, well, what is that? So if we go like, when did this thing start? What is that? 3:15. So 3:15 tomorrow, and then like, whoa, that's a long time. Okay, wow, this is a special occasion then. So if you guys want to write down that discount code, oh my god, what's it called?
I had it wrong.
Yeah, give me the cube. 40.
Yeah.
Give me the cube. Okay.
40.
Give me the cube 40, y'all. Definitely get that code, and yeah, we'll see you guys on the next stream. Bam! Thanks for coming. See you later, chat lord. See you later, everybody. Ryan, all you guys. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Live with Landyachtz. See you next time.